You can feel it, can't you? That shift in the air, the way her energy pulls away, even when she's standing right next to you. She smiles, but it doesn't touch her eyes. She laughs, but it feels rehearsed. And late at night, when everything's quiet, your gut speaks louder than her words ever could. See, I'm a woman, and I'm going to tell you something that most women would never say out loud. When she starts cheating, she doesn't confess. She changes. Not all at once. Not with a loud explosion, but with subtle, deliberate moves like pulling pieces off a game board one by one. You start to notice the little things. She's on her phone more, but her screen's always tilted away. She used to ask where you were. Now, she doesn't care. Or maybe she's too busy checking where you are so she knows when it's safe. Her affection cools, but she plays it off. She says she's tired. She says she's overwhelmed. She says it's not you. But if you're being honest with yourself, it stopped being about you a long time ago. And the craziest part? She still acts like she's the one being wronged. Like you're the problem. Like you're the one who's changing. But I know the truth. And by the time I'm done, so will you. Because once a woman starts pulling away, there are signs. 15 of them. And every single one is louder than the words she refuses to say. She starts doing things she never did before, like suddenly caring about her looks, but not for you. She's not dressing up to catch your eye anymore. She's doing it for someone else's attention, and deep down, you can feel it. You ask where she's going, and she gives you the same answer every time. Just out with the girls. But it's vague, cold, practiced. Her words don't match her vibe. She leaves the room to take calls. She giggles at her texts, but hides her screen. She guards her phone like it's the key to another world, because it is. And when you ask about it, she flips the script, calls you insecure, makes you feel guilty for noticing the things she's doing. That's what women do when they're hiding something. They redirect. They don't just lie, they make you question your sanity. She might even start being nicer, overly sweet, random gifts, random compliments, random affection, out of nowhere. And you think, maybe things are getting better. But no, it's just a cover. She's easing her guilt by being extra good, trying to convince you, and maybe even herself, that nothing's wrong. But her energy tells the truth. And your gut has already started putting the pieces together. Even if your heart isn't ready to believe it yet, you'll notice her attention start to scatter. She's present, but not really there. Her eyes wander. Her responses are delayed. It's like she's living in a different world, one where you're just background noise. She used to laugh at your jokes. Now, she barely reacts. She used to text you back in seconds. Now, hours go by and all you get is a cold, dry, sorry, I was busy. Busy with what? You ask and she bristles. Why are you acting like this, she says, as if you're the one starting drama. But pay attention. She's not defensive because she's innocent. She's defensive because you're getting close to the truth. And then the intimacy starts to fade. Not just physical, emotional, too. She stops sharing things with you. Stops telling you how her day went. Stops letting you into her world. She becomes a mystery again. But this time, it's not attractive. It's calculated. Her phone never leaves her hand. She flips it face down on the table, keeps the volume off, takes it with her to the bathroom, sleeps with it under her pillow like it's a diary full of secrets. And if you try to check it, she turns into someone else. Hostile, distant, almost cold. You used to feel like her man. Now you feel like an intruder in your own relationship. That's not paranoia. That's instinct. You'll hear it in her tone. That slight shift from warmth to indifference. She used to say, I miss you. Now you're lucky to get a hey. She doesn't ask how you're feeling anymore. She doesn't check in. Because emotionally, she's already checked out. And the more distant she becomes, the more she turns everything back on you. Suddenly, you're the problem. You're too controlling. You don't trust her. You've changed. But here's the twist. She's rewriting the story, setting the stage. Because in her mind, she's already justifying what she's doing. A woman doesn't cheat out of nowhere. She prepares for it in silence. Emotionally first, then physically. She creates distance, tension, and then blame. She wants to feel like the victim, not the villain. So she starts highlighting your flaws, even when you've done nothing wrong. She'll say you've become cold, but only after she's gone numb. She'll say you don't make her feel seen, after she's already been seen by someone else. And you start to question yourself. You wonder if you're overreacting. You doubt your gut. You try harder, not realizing that the more you chase her, the more you push her deeper into someone else's arms. Because she doesn't want answers. She wants a way out. And you noticing the truth is the one thing she can't afford. You'll notice her routine start to change. But she'll act like nothing's different. Suddenly, she's working late. Spending more time with friends. Going places she never used to go. and always with a convenient explanation, rehearsed and polished. But here's what you need to understand. When a woman is cheating, her lies won't sound dramatic. They'll sound normal, casual, calm. Because the better the lie, the more harmless it seems. She won't look you in the eye the same way. She used to hold your gaze. Now her eyes dart. She blinks too much. Or not at all. She's trying to seem honest. Trying not to blink because she's focused on looking truthful. But that effort, it gives her away. Even her scent might change. The perfume she wears isn't the one you bought her. She comes home smelling different, like a place you've never been. Or worse, like someone else. You ask her about it and she smiles. Says you're being dramatic. But that scent haunts you because it doesn't belong in your bed. Then there's the silence. Not just less talking, but strategic silence. She won't ask questions. Won't tell you where she's been. Because the less you know, the less she has to lie about. You think silence means peace. But sometimes silence is distance. And sometimes that distance is filled by another man. You start to feel it in the way she touches you, or doesn't. The warmth is gone. The softness that used to melt into you now feels stiff. Mechanical. Like she's just going through the motions. Intimacy fades quietly. She'll say she's tired. She'll say she's stressed. She'll blame hormones or work or the weather. Anything but the truth. And when you try to close the gap, she pulls away. Emotionally, physically, completely. You used to be her escape. Now she treats you like the thing she needs to escape from. And then there are the compliments, or the lack of them. She used to admire you, your voice, your mind, your ambition. Now she barely notices when you walk in the room. But pay attention. She might start comparing you. Subtly at first. Why don't you do things like that? Or, he's so funny. She's planting seeds. Not for you, but to convince herself she deserves something new. And what used to be inside jokes are now one-sided. You laugh. She doesn't. You try. She withdraws. Because she's not connected to you anymore. She's connected to someone else. Even if she hasn't said it out loud, her attention has already shifted. Her desire is being fed elsewhere, and you're starting to feel the hunger in your own chest. That cold space where her warmth used to live. You'll hear the change in her voice, even when she's trying to sound the same. The softness becomes sharp. The patience becomes thin. And the way she says your name, it used to carry warmth. Now it sounds like a chore. She speaks in short bursts. Answers without depth. Her conversations are clipped, like she's rationing her words, saving the real ones for someone else. She might even start talking more, but not to connect, to cover, to distract, to keep you chasing shadows while she slips through the cracks. And when you question her, even gently, she gets irritated, snaps, flips it. She'll accuse you of being paranoid, of ruining things. But the truth is, she's already ruined it. You're just waking up to the evidence. And the hardest part? She'll still say she loves you. She'll still kiss you goodnight. She might even look you in the eyes and swear you're her world. But it feels empty. Not because the words have changed, but because she has. And deep down, you know that love, it's not for you anymore. Because women don't cheat for the thrill. They cheat for the feeling, the emotional rush, the attention, the spark they think they've lost, until someone else offers it. And once that spark hits her, you'll see her burn everything just to feel it again. You'll catch it in her habits. Little things. She starts locking her phone. She turns off notifications. She changes passwords she never used to care about. She says it's about privacy, but privacy isn't secrecy. And there's a big difference. She leaves the room to answer calls. She lowers her voice. She types faster when you walk by, then closes the app like it's nothing. But her hands give her away. Nervous fingers. Clutching that phone like it holds her entire second life. Because maybe it does. And then come the sudden mood swings. Unpredictable shifts. 1 minute she's distant. The next she's overly sweet. It's not love. It's guilt. She's trying to balance both worlds. Trying to ease the tension between her betrayal and your loyalty. You'll feel it in the way she says sorry. Too quick. Too rehearsed. Apologies without weight. Just words to keep you calm. And if you start asking questions that get too close, she'll change the subject. She'll get flustered. She'll accuse you of ruining the vibe. But that's just a distraction. Because the more confused you are, the safer she feels. She's not protecting your peace. She's protecting her secret. And the more you love her blindly, the easier it becomes for her to live a double life right in front of your eyes. By now, you've felt the shift, heard the silence, seen the signs she thought you'd never catch. And maybe for a while, you tried to ignore it, tried to believe the lies, because loving her felt easier than facing the truth. But now, you can't unsee it. You can't unknow what your instinct screamed all along. Because a woman who loves you doesn't make you doubt your worth. She doesn't hide. She doesn't lie. She doesn't make you feel alone while lying in your arms. So here's what you need to remember. If she's cheating, it's not because you're not enough. It's because she chose emptiness dressed as excitement. She chose a temporary thrill over your loyalty, your time, your heart. And you owe it to yourself to stop chasing her shadow and start protecting your peace. Because once you know the truth, you don't go back to pretending. You move forward. You rise. You rebuild. And next time, you don't ignore the signs. Not because you're paranoid, but because you've finally learned to trust the one voice that never lied to you, your own.